Hello, my name is Michael Duran and this is Hannah Duran, and together we are the Disney Durans. We have another ranking video for you today where we're going to rank the rides in Disney's Hollywood Studios. Now, we have finally written everything there that's new, so we feel like we're now qualified to make this list. And I don't know about you, I'm really excited to see your list because I'm not entirely sure what you're going to put where.
Maybe we should do a little guessy guess. Yeah, I think I might know yours.
You think you could do it?
I feel like maybe, but who knows? I might be wrong. We experienced 3 new rides in this one park on this trip. Hollywood Studios has basically got an entire makeover in the last 3 years. So even though we go annually, there was that many rides that we hadn't ridden. And now, like you said, we are up to speed and ready to rate these rides. But some of them I definitely think I know your opinion on. Not to mention, we ride rides together. So we definitely have some inside scoop.
And if you looked at our Magic Kingdom video, which you haven't seen, you should watch it. Our lists were basically the same.
Yeah, which is amazing for us because we ride together, but probably slightly boring for you guys. Ours might differ in this part.
I think so.
Maybe more than any other part.
I think this is the one that'll differ the most, but I also, I don't hate any of these rides, so it's not a lack of liking these rides, it's just I really love some of them.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see the diversity between our lists.
I am too.
And I'm excited. I ranked them today and it was kind of interesting to see what I put where, and so yeah, I think we should dive in.
All right, you ready? So we're gonna go with number 10 for me, which is Muppet Vision 3D.
Wow, okay.
Okay.
All right.
She's a big Muppet fan. I'm not, but
we said that our lists were going to differ here.
Even with not being a huge fan of it, I feel like it is the worst in the park because it definitely needs an update. The 3D is not great.
That's fair.
And it's just that. It's a 3D movie.
Well, and it's almost, I don't even know if it qualifies as a ride. It's really a show.
It has a wait time, so I counted it. 'Cause we needed 10, so I counted it.
I'm like, honestly, it's a lot more like a stage show, but it's a movie. But yeah, let's slide on into my number 10. Which is Alien Swirling Saucers, and this is a newer ride in Toy Story Land, and it's basically what it sounds like. It's the aliens from Toy Story, you know, the 3, they're like, and like want to be adopted. They are, that's like, they're like, and like are obsessed with the potatoes and want to be adopted. They're annoying. If you can't tell, I'm not a big fan.
Wow.
They are.
I mean, they're not great.
The claws are master. I don't like them.
They're very
fine.
culty.
Yeah.
They definitely are in a cult, but they're fun.
But anyway, it's a spinning ride. It's super short, and it plays the songs, the Randy Newman songs from Toy Story, but like at techno versions of them.
I love that aspect.
And it's kind of funny because those are pretty serious songs, so that's hilarious. And it's super fun, and it's normally 20 minutes to a walk on, so it's a really good one if it's raining because it's kind of covered. But that's all I really have to say about it. Is it's cute and good for kids and good for rain, but if you do it a bunch, it makes you dizzy. So it's number 10.
So I'm gonna just keep that going because that is my number 9.
I figured.
Is Alien Swirling Saucers. Now I
thrilling.
I like this ride a lot, and if you are a Disneyland person, it is Mater's Junkyard Jamboree just with the Toy Story theme. So it is that exact ride. Whenever I'm on it, I am having a good time.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's a fun ride.
Yeah.
So, but it is definitely deserving of a 9
Like we
spot.
said, we don't hate any of these attractions. This is just where we're gonna put them on this list. So let's go into my number 9, and I might say it wrong, but the Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. Is that the name of that ride?
Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. Yes.
Okay, so we just rode this for the first time. So you drive. There's fly. There's 2 pilots. There's 2 engineers and or 2 gunners and engineers. So 5 people can go. Maybe you can observe in the back. I'm not sure. But anyway, you get a group, and we had 3 in our group, and so we got to be the pilots because it was our first time. And our friend Lauren was an engineer, and it's fine. It's Star Tours, but on steroids. I don't know. It just wasn't very good.
It's Star Tours that you kind of control. I will talk about it here soon. The experience is better than the ride itself.
But like I said, it wasn't, yeah, that's fair. And it wasn't, none of these, like we don't hate any of these, so it was good.
So my number 8 is going to be Star Tours. Now, there's nothing wrong with this ride.
That's my number 8.
That's your number 8 too? Okay, yeah. So we'll do it together. There's nothing wrong with this ride, but it is pretty basic. So what it is a motion simulator ride with Star Wars missions. There's 50 of them and they're randomized, so you never know what you're gonna get. So that aspect of it is cool.
Which for me is why it is above Millennium Falcon, because there's 50 different ones, so it's very, very, very original, and to me they're similar rides. Millennium Falcon, you're definitely more involved, you get to do more things, a little bit cooler of an experience, but Star Tours is more unique. That being said, they both can be motion sickness, which is why they fall so far behind.
Star Tours is one that I haven't actually done in a few visits.
Yeah, we haven't.
It's just one that, yeah, I don't know why.
Or Muppet Vision. We haven't done that in like 3 years.
But Star Tours is fine. It's completely adequate, and you're going to have a fun time if you do it, but it's just not one of my favorites.
Yeah, you should do it, and if you're a Star Wars fan, absolutely do it. Your kids are going to love it. If you have motion sickness, sit in the back, that helps me. And
pop a Dramamine.
The anti-drowsy one. Yeah. And eat. Don't do that on an empty stomach.
But not too much, because then you'll throw up. Tips. We've got them for you. Okay, number 7 is actually going to be Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. Now, when it comes to theming and an experience, what an experience this is. The queue is gorgeous, so well themed, so immersive. And you just walk through it, and there's incredible animatronics. I don't remember his name, but it's a very impressive animatronic. And then you step foot onto the Millennium Falcon. You see all those things from the movies, and you step into the cockpit, and it is a very cool feeling.
I'd say the queue, it makes the ride. It's way cooler. Like, now that you're bringing it to my memory, because I've only ridden it once. Yeah, you, like, step onto it, and it's like, oh, well, this, like, looks like I'm Leia, like I'm in the movie, so it's very cool.
But when it comes to the ride itself, it is difficult to fly. It is hard. You like move your thing a tiny bit and it just slams you into the wall. So I think that is what brings it down a little bit for me, is the level of difficulty.
Or I just maybe am a bad pilot.
I just would rather think that it's hard and that we're fine.
Well, you were controlling like up and down, and I was controlling the steering, and I did find it to be quite touchy.
But I was one of the pilots that get to jump to light speed, and that was maybe one of the coolest things ever.
That was fun. I just had the booster because I was pilot number 2. So.
But Smuggler's Run is number 7 for me.
My number 7 is going to be Muppets. Obviously, this is a little higher for nostalgia, but I can't like deny that it's a show. And again, I'm not positive if this counts as a ride, but I really enjoy it. And yeah, it's outdated. I have strong feelings about why, they should put more money into Jim Henson, but nobody cares about that here. And I will move on. But I like it and I love it. And if you like Jim Henson and like the Muppets and are with that kind of humor like I am, then you will like it too. And you should check it out.
You're not just gonna like it, you're gonna love it.
It's very fun.
Yeah.
And Sweetums makes an appearance. And I don't know what he is. Monster? He's something. If you know what that is, comment down below if you know what I'm talking about.
Dumb Bigfoot.
I love him. I like his nose. All right. Number 6, Durin.
My number 6 is Toy Story Mania.
Feeling fancy free. Okay.
So yeah, I was gonna let her finish singing. Toy Story Mania. It's a fun ride, and it's one where it is competitive. It's a competition with you and the person sitting next to you, actually with the whole car, because there's a high score. Yeah. But what this ride is, you go through screens and you have a gun attached to your ride vehicle, and you shoot at different things. There's different there's different like carnival games, and it's kind of themed to that in each room.
Yeah, the gun makes it sound violent. You're like, we're doing ring toss one time, and you're popping balloons, and you're breaking
you're shooting
plates.
darts,
so
you're
like
shooting baseballs to break the plates. Yeah, it's a Well, I guess it is called Toy Story Midway Mania, so it is a Midway game that you would find on boardwalks across the world. But really fun. I always have a good time with this one. And now we're at the point where I love every single thing we're going to talk about. So it was really hard from here on out to make this list.
We're on number 6?
Yes.
6! So my number 6 is the Tower of Terror. The hall, and so this is a ride.
No.
This ride has a story. So this is a ride that was first in Walt Disney World and then got put in when California Adventure opened. They put it there. I rode it there when I was a kid, and I was super scared because like I'm not great with small spaces, but I ended up really liking it. And so when we went on our honeymoon for the first time, I was super excited and he was super apprehensive, and he ended up really liking it. And I've kind of had mixed feelings about it ever since. It is very confined space and a lot of falling, and so that's actually why this is a little bit lower, but I had to even put it above Muppets Vision because the queue is so amazing and the theming is so amazing, and it has like the Twilight Zone, the show, kind of like a theming around that, and they have like a little like episode made up for it, and it's super fun. So, and the hotel,
gorgeous.
It's just, I'm like a sucker for like that classic Hollywood air, and that's where this is set. And so of course I go for the queue and I bear the drop, and I don't mind that feeling, but it's the getting in the little elevator and going out to the drop and then back. Like I like the fair where you just strap me up, drop me. Like I don't need all this nonsense in between. And we did get stuck one time and it wasn't very long, but whatever. And so that's why it's a little bit lower on my list, but very iconic ride. It's probably going to be a lot higher on your list. I feel like.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So moving on to number 5, we are halfway done.
Yeah, we're at that halfway point. My number 5 is the newest ride, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Okay.
I love this thing, and I think it's just the coolest attraction. And what really makes it so cool is how it looks. It really looks like you're inside these 2D Mickey cartoons.
Right.
And it's got such a cool vibe, and the effects in there are incredible. And even in the loading platform where there's no special effects going on, just the way it's set up, it also makes you feel like you're in a 2D cartoon. Just how the pillars look, everything is so well themed. And then the ride experience itself is a whole lot of fun.
Yes, I have so much to say on that, but my number 5 is not that, it's Toy Story Mania, and so we already talked, well, Michael already touched on that, and it's the Midway game. Michael likes it so much because he beats me every single time. I've only beat him once, and it was the best trip ever, as we call it, also known as the 2019 trip. No, 2018 trip. 2018. But it doesn't matter. Whatever. I'm not bitter.
I wasn't going to say that.
I'll say it. It's annoying. And what's annoying? No, this is the annoying part. We're so competitive, if you don't know this about us. And it's in a fun, spirited way. But this is the worst part, is I always am so far ahead of you. And then that last round, I get carpal tunnel and just is, I'm like, and he just catches up. So anyway, it's amazing. We love Toy Story. The fact that there's an entire land themed after it is like our dream come through.
So amazing.
This ride was the OG thing that you could do with Toy Story. So of course we love that. We have nostalgia for it. We did not ride it on our honeymoon. It was there, and it was a 3 to 4 hour wait. No joke. This ride was an insane wait. We didn't ride it till
we lived there.
Yeah, in 2017. We ride it all the time now. It's a short wait, especially with COVID lines. So I love it. And moving on to your number 4.
All right, so we are at number 4, which is going to be, I was surprised it's this low, Rock and Roller Coaster.
Mine is 4 as well, which is I thought was going to surprise you maybe.
Yeah, no, it is. It surprised me that I put it there, and it does kind of surprise me.
Well, there's a time that this was my number 1 ride in the park.
But now, so interesting story about Rock and Roller Coaster. I used to love its theme. It's Aerosmith. It's weird that it's in the Disney park. It's a bizarre theme to have, and I loved that about it. And now I want it to change. Yeah, and
what are they in talks about?
There was rumors that it would be a Monsters, Inc. thing, but I don't think there was any validity to that.
That would be amazing. I'm all for that. I love Monsters, Inc. I love Aerosmith. I have loved Aerosmith since I was like 10 or 11. Big fan. Still am a big fan. I love the theming of this ride. I love this ride. It's it's the only roller coaster at Walt Disney World that goes upside down. Yep. It's an indoor roller coaster, which I really like. You go 0 to 60 in like 3 seconds or something. It's amazing.
It's got a nice little launch to
It's a great launch. It's a fast, it's fun. I didn't get to ride it this year. And this is the first time I haven't ridden it. I know that makes me sound spoiled in 6 years or 5 years. So so that was sad because the first day it was a really long line and we just prioritized other things over it, which was fine because we've just ridden it so many times. And then we went there again and it was shut down the whole day.
Yeah.
So whatever, it's fine. I love, love, love this ride.
And it's cool. So I guess we talked about what it is a little bit. It's an indoor roller coaster, has a launch, has some vertical loops, barrel rolls, that kind of stuff. But inside it is pitch black, besides some lit up Hollywood landmarks.
I'd say it's more lit up than Space Mountain.
Oh, for sure, for sure. The soundtrack is different Aerosmith songs, so that aspect of it is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But really fun ride. I'm glad that they do have it on property. They have sort of a legit roller coaster for coaster enthusiasts. There's something for you there, which is cool.
Let's move on to your number 3.
My number 3 is Slinky Dog Dash.
All right.
Is that yours?
I have to look. No.
Okay. So Slinky Dog Dash, maybe one of the coolest things in the park. It is a roller coaster that is a play set that the toys put together in Andy's backyard and then used Slinky for the car. I love the theme. It's so charming and it's just a really fun coaster. There's nothing crazy about it. It's not
pretty
the fastest thing. It's the family roller coaster, but they have a couple cool launches. They have a couple cool elements and all around one of my favorite rides. And I'm always just smiling like an absolute idiot every single time I'm on it.
Yeah, well, I'll insert our pictures on this ride because we talk about how awful we look on every ride photo, and you're gonna witness that right here. I'm gonna show you because we're always smiling like absolute idiots. Number 3 is, I'm not gonna talk about Slinky Dog because my number 3, and I think you're going to be alarmed that this is so high, Minnie and Mickey's Runaway Railway.
I am a little bit surprised because you have strong feelings about the ride that it replaced.
Yes, so of course because Michael asked me, like, you know, was I happy with this replacement? And I was like, well, you cannot word it like that because it replaced the Great Movie Ride, which was like my 3rd favorite ride in Walt Disney World Resort, which is high praise. And they removed it and quickly, and that was like 4 years ago, and I'm still very sad about it. And finally, we have a replacement. The Chinese theater has been empty besides like they had like movie props in there, which are gone, and I'd really like to know where Julie Andrews' dress for Mary Poppins is.
They burnt it. I'm kidding.
Oh my gosh. I was like, because I should have it. I don't know why I deserve it, but I do. Regardless of that rant, this ride, Michael got to touch on before me, but is really cool and really like kind of an old school element. And they're like the big head, big eyes, super round, super, I do not know what to call this animation. I was having a hard time explaining this ride because it is so funky. The animation is bizarre, but super new school and sharp and vibrant, in-your-face animation style. Right. And I mean, some of them look really weird, but the animatronics look so darn cool because of it. Well, yeah, it's a very modern take on a vintage look. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think we'll have to show you what we're talking about, but it's really, really cool. And I love the trackless system. Yep. I love that I could kind of recognize at least the space I was in was familiar, because obviously it's the same track. Michael didn't get to touch on this. We were actually quite fortunate. It's everyone's wish to be evacuated from a Disney ride, and that happened to us. It's very rare that it happens on your first time on a ride, especially a ride with that length. It was pretty long wait, but we hit it later in the day once people had kind of vamoosed, and we got it at like an hour wait, which was probably really, really good. Anyway, it broke down and we got escorted off the ride and got to walk through part of it and be really close to like the animatronics, which is really cool. And we got fast passes that we got to return on our next day. Yep. So that was amazing. That was really cool because I was standing 2 feet from the Daisy animatronic in there, which is super cool to get up close like that. So let's move on to your number 2. We're there. Oh wow. We're there, kids. My number 2 is Tower of Terror. Are you surprised? Yeah, I guess I didn't realize you haven't done it yet. Yeah. So Tower of Terror is incredible. The ride exterior is my favorite ride exterior. It's gorgeous on Disney property. Lie. Gorgeous. And then I love over Everest.
Yeah, I'd say Tower of Terror.
Wow.
Yeah, I would. It's so darn detailed, and there's just so many little things that you notice, like in the courtyard, there's cool statues. It just really sets a mood.
Right.
It sets a mood. And then when you get into the main lobby, it's so like run down and cool. And then you get to the ride itself, which I love. I love the droppy feeling more than like a loop or stuff like that. That is my favorite ride feeling. That just feeling you get in your stomach when it drops.
Weightless.
So I look forward to this ride because it gives me that, and it's just so much fun. And Disney really outdid themselves when they put this ride out, and it still holds up to this day as something that I'm like, how does it work? It's so cool.
It is an older one too, and it's phenomenal.
So Tower of Terror is my number 2, and I could rant and rave about how incredible this is all day, but I'll spare your ears and move on to your number 2.
Okay, so my number 2 is Rise of the Resistance, which is, so if you guys don't know, this is the new, it actually came out when we were there last December. I think it was like December 3rd. And you still have to this day, not like even because of COVID, like this is how it is. You have to get into the park, and at 10 a.m. you have to be on your My Disney Experience app, which is basically how you do everything in the park. You like have to have this app, and you join, and it normally within 15 to 30 seconds is full. And then at 2 p.m. it is open again, and the same thing happens again. And so we went in with very low expectations that we would ride this ride at all. Michael was adamant about it, and Michael did a lot of research about it, so he has full credit for us getting on this ride not once,
twice.
But twice.
Yeah.
And that was amazing. And I have to say, I'm not like crazy Star Wars person by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely not a new movie fan, and I haven't watched most of the new movies. And this is more based on the newer ones. It's so immersive and so intimidating and amazing, and a total amazing experience. Star Wars fans, this is like the must. I was like invisible goosebumps. Like it is so I can't give things away because that's not for me. I didn't look anything up, so there was no spoilers for me, and I was actually like jaw on the floor during this ride experience. It is not just a ride, it's an experience. And yeah, for a Star Wars themed ride, for me to be number 2 is a really
testament.
Yeah, that's not common. So here we are. Well done, Disney. It was everything everybody raved about and more.
So then I'm just going to talk about it because that is my number 1 favorite ride in Hollywood Studios is Rise of the Resistance. This ride isn't even a ride. It's like you said, it is a 20-minute experience where there is moments where you're just like, how are they doing this? The animatronics, top-notch.
Look like humans.
The story, top-notch. The cast members, top-notch. Everything about this ride is the new standard of what a theme park ride can be.
It's amazing. I mean, you were interrogated at one point. I will say the second time we rode it, the cast members weren't as amazing.
They weren't as into it.
And so that does play into your experience if you just have those really go-getter ones, and we did our first time.
Yeah, the first time I was straight up interrogated.
It was
really when we were captured. Cool. It was so cool. The animatronics in there, I think I already talked about them being incredible, but they are, and it's just, there's moments in there where you're like, how are they doing this? They figured out a way to have the blasters, you're getting shot at, and it, like, you see the blaster fire crossing your view. It's so fun. It's insane, and I can't rave about this ride enough. It blew my mind. It lived up to every expectation I had for it. Ooh, yeah, you just get goosebumps at the end of it. It's
all through it.
If you're Star Wars,
Ren walking towards you, we have footage. I'm putting some footage in here.
Yeah, we'll put footage all through.
Kylo Ren walking towards you right now. You should be seeing it. It's insanely intimidating. It was literally, I think you can hear me in either yours or our friend's video go, whoa, like it's so scary. The lightsaber, oh my gosh, it was so good. Amazing.
Yeah, it's
amazing.
It's something that you have to experience, especially if you're a Star Wars fan.
Because I'm not even, like I said, I like the older ones.
I don't like the new ones, I'll straight up say it.
Amazing.
And it's my number 1.
But moving on to my number one is, well, obviously it's the only one left, Slinky Dog Dash. And I know that this is a child's roller coaster, but the Toy Story trilogy is my favorite.
There's four. There is four. Four deserving movies.
No. You've seen our Pixar list. I'll link it down below if you want to know more feelings on why this is my favorite roller coaster, because Toy Story is like number one, like top nostalgia love. Obviously we have like OG toys back here, and some newer ones and everything. We have Slink right here, and it's fun. It's outside. I love outdoor roller coasters because there's always just this like eerie feeling that you're just like watching people below you, and it's super cool. And yes, it's not that fast, but you get to hear Slinky talk, you get to see Wheezy sing, and it's really, really, really fun, and I will forever wait in the scorching Florida heat for 2 hours for it.
It's a great one, and I'm glad it is your number one, because I love that ride, and
it's just great.
It's one of those that's just, the word to describe it is fun, and
yeah.
Every single grown adult that gets off that ride has a smile. I've never seen someone not have a good time when they're on it. So
it's a good one.
Very deserving of a number one spot, I would say.
Well, we weren't too far off on your number one, my number two, at least.
Yeah.
Everything else was
we actually had a pretty similar list, which I kind of figured because I mean, we have very similar taste when it comes to rides, which is very convenient for when we're in the park.
Yeah, taste and things, which
it helps.
Obviously works out.
It helps.
But yeah, this was really fun to rank these, and we really enjoyed getting to experience all the new things Hollywood Studios got to offer.
It's fun. We love ranking stuff. We're going to do a whole lot more of that.
If you like hearing us rank stuff, comment down below. If you're not following us on Instagram, please do. We need more feedback over there about what you guys want to see. We want to be putting out content that you like. We're trying some new stuff here on the channel, some park stuff, other things. So we want to know what you like, what you don't like, your comments, your feedback down below. Let us know. Don't forget to like and subscribe while you're there. We've been the Disney Durins, and we'll see you real soon.